So, let's start by creating or doing all of the parts of the to-do process, which is create, get, update, and delete. So usually, this is called the CRUD, or create, read, update, and delete. So we'll start with the C part of CRUD, which is create, and we'll um, just go with this. Click on Gitpod, and we'll start the workspace. So for create, of course, as you can see, it didn't catch what we did before. So we'll git fetch, git merge, origin main. Um, we will git stash this because the following and track working 3 files will be overwritten. Um, Git stash. Well, we'll just delete this. There you go. Um, Now that we have that, we will start with create to do. So for creating the to do, of course, we will need to import the get db and save db from utils db index.js. And because we have said here that it is a post, so fastify post API to do. Now, of course, as you can see, this is something that will always be there. So instead of like writing AP/API, we will do a prefix called /API, and we will just do this. Copy this and make this as prefix and make this as um, backtick so that we can have variables inside strings. So there you go. We get request and reply. Thing is, for this one, we'll get the body from the request because that's where we will get the data. We'll get title, text, and is done. And if there's no is done, we will default it as false. Have the default value as false. Okay, it should be this. Okay, now it works. And then we'll get the db from await get db. And we will install, because it says here that we'll need a unique ID. So we'll install npm I save UUID. So to use that, we'll import v4. We will use the version 4 from UUID. And from there, um, we'll get the ID v4. There you go. Then we'll create a to-do from the title, text. No, not text. Should be description. Title, description, and is done. Then we'll have it says here we also need a created date and updated date. So we'll just have created date which is today's date, but we'll use the UTC time in milliseconds, um, and updated date new date dot get time. Once that is done, db to do's with the id is equals to do, and then we say db db, and from here on out we return the id with the to do. So in essence, if you see this, it's actually equal to this one. Return um, const new object is um, equals to id, and then for const key in to do, it's actually um, new object key is equals to do key, then return new object. So this long form code is just this one, where this part is this, then we just put in the elements of the to do as part of this object. So that is how it is being done. And then, just for the sake of um, checking, we'll have the ports as, check the ports, we'll make it as public. So we click this one, and of course we are not going to be able to test this on here, so we will use Postman. So Postman is a web application where you can sign up for free, as you can see here. I already have an account, so let's create something new. Then from here on out, we'll um, we'll get the link, create an HTTP request, post, and API slash to do. So let's just check. So to do, API to do, then we will have a body, which is a raw, and it's JSON. So automatically it has a header content type that is JSON. So if we do this title, this is a title, description, this is a description, and is done. Let's say it's true. If we send this, it will automatically return the ID, title, description is done, created date, and updated date. And as you can see, check the dbjson, that is also created here. So actually now it works. If we remove the is done, like let's say this is title 2, description 2, and send, can see the is done is false, because also that is our default value for this one. So given that we have created some form of ability to create now um, the to do, so we will have to have a test. So for the test, we want to have, let's say, create to do test.js. So for this one, again, best to just copy the API test, but instead of um, having this one, we'll have a prefix slash API. Then we'll use this string. So it's more of like copy paste. And then creating a to-do should work. Should return the object that was created um, that was created and with ID. So given this, we just want to have, let's say, um, new to do title, new to do, and then description, some description, and then we can have that. So we should return the object that was created with is done equals to false. So we can test this out. And now, without is done being given. So given this, we will post. We need to add a header. So like for this one, as you can see, there's the content type. It's automatically added because of the body is JSON. So we need to have a headers content type application JSON. Then the body should be a JSON stringify version of the object. Now it should have 200. The result should be there, and then the result of ID must not be null. So we will expect that ID exists, and then expect that all of the values um, should be equal to new to do properties. So result that title must be equal new to do title. We would also have the description to be this one. And then we will also expect that is done is false because it was not given. So let's see. Result. Sorry, I have to delete this. Is done must be false. Okay. And lastly is expect created date and update date is not null. So result created date must not be null, and updated date. So there you go. I'm also going to create another test that if there is a that was created with ID with is done equal to the given object. So if I have is done to true, I should be able to make it equal to new to do is done. So let's check it out first. npm test. See, it passed. So that means, and all of our code is also covered. So it passed, and that means it works. So I can check the branch. Could say that app. No, I could say that package first. Package lock. Sure. Add UUID because that's what we did with the package. I can check the app.js, which means feat add create to do. Um, that should be there you go. So commit. Then for DB, um, so we can sort of have like create to do. So feat add tests for create to do. Then just for the sake that the DB is not sort of having like all of these values put on the repository, I can discard the changes and then discard it. Then that's it. And then I'll just git push. Go here. Go here. Compare pull request. Then add a create to do and test cases. So create pull request. So we'll just wait. Merge. Confirm. Delete branch. And again, git check main git pull. It should show up now on the main part. Yes. Okay. So that is how we are able to add the create. Next is doing the get to dos.